Hi. You made it.
Made it back
I
from
know you know nothing about what's going on in this podcast, so
No, I don't.
apologies in advance.
It's all good.
I figured we're gonna get something in today. So last week or whatever time we had our last podcast, we rolled out our segments. So this week we're redoing our segments. This first segment is Mom Life Lately. So let's check in. Tell us what's going on.
My husband and son and I all just got over norovirus. That was so brutal. I don't think I've had norovirus. I can't remember the last time. And I haven't vomited like that since I was pregnant, but that was really bad. I am such a believer in homeopathy, by the way.
I'm with you. I love homeopathy. I'm like,
I've always loved it, but I was never quite consistent with it. And,
that's the
you do
key.
all your other alternatives, you do everything else, and you don't remember to do it sometimes. And now I'm like so in it. I've like now set up, we've moved so many times. I've now set up like a whole kit where I have all of my homeopathy and I can just grab all the different things. And now I love that Olus makes those travel kits. Those are my go-to. I think I'm going to start giving those out as gifts.
That's a good one.
They're brilliant,
the basics.
Right? Like the cold care kit. And like when you have the stomach flu kit, and when I have the first aid kit, which is great because, someone always seems to get hurt in soccer. Yeah. So those are my two little things that have been going on. And the fact that I'm now eating solid foods today.
Okay. So it started 4
Sunday.
days ago. Yeah.
Started Sunday.
Okay. And I saw you on Sunday.
And I was the last to go down and
I'm thinking I'm in the clear now, but I don't want to jinx it.
No, I think, no, you're in the clear. And somehow the girls didn't get it, which is shocking. But we were able to kind of quarantine enough. And
I kind of feel like it might have been something you ate.
No, because our friend Rachel got it. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think it was something we ate.
Maybe you guys, and you both ate at the same restaurant Thursday night. So maybe you guys.
Friday night.
Maybe you should compare what you ate there.
No, we all of us, even her husband, her kids, and my kids, we all ate the same thing. Like it's like shared plates. So, and that's why I don't like to go out to restaurants.
Even though you don't think you got it there.
No.
Okay, good.
But I tried to say that it was from there.
Okay, good. Just checking. Yeah. Not that anyone really hears what's going on here, but I'm starting to see the first health coaching client today.
I'm very excited for you. I'm very proud of you. Emily's doing her health coaching. She's doing great.
It's a new thing, so we'll see how it goes.
Red looks good on you.
Thanks. It's a little something new.
Is this the Quince stuff or no?
Yeah, Quince.
She's very into these Quince sweaters.
I feel like I'm basically an advertisement for Quince.
I know. I will say.
I'll tell you, the New York Times did a whole review of all Quince products, which I know you won't read. It's way too long for you, but
it's not even that it's too long. I also don't, for those of you who don't know, I really don't pay attention to the news unless it has something to do with parenting or health.
We call this news. I'm not really sure, but
you're reading the New York Times.
Anyway, I'll put the link here for anybody interested. They reviewed all the Quince suitcases, the shoes, the sweaters, everything. When it comes down to it, in their very comprehensive testing, there were 2 products that they recommend from Quince. Do you want to know what they were?
Not really, but go for it. I know you want to tell me.
The $50 sweater, cashmere sweater, as seen on Emily many times.
Yes.
And
it does look good on you.
The automatic pepper mill, which I know you now want.
I have my pepper mill. I like my pepper mill.
Well, if it ever breaks, you'll think of Quince.
I like old school. I like to crunch it, and whatever.
That is fun. I agree with you on that.
Okay, fine.
So you can skip you're saving money already. You're not buying that.
Not fine.
Okay, moving on to the millennial must-have. Last week, it was the lip treatment, which you loved.
I'm still obsessed with it. And I'm a huge, I've now bought more just to give out as gifts because I think they're so great. I should have said it before. I said it before, the Olus little travel kits of the cold care kit, the nausea vomit one. I don't even know if they have that, but maybe I just made my own. But like the cold care kit is so brilliant with homeopathy. As long as you're consistent, like you take it every hour. I sent some to Uncle B because he had this horrible cold. Uncle B is like,
Still
he
sick?
was in Hawaii. He was still sick. So I was checking on him. And so I sent him all of my stuff that I use. And he called me like 2 days later and he was really consistent. I said, you have to take it every hour. I said, don't touch it with your hands. Like, don't drink or eat anything for 20 minutes after you take it.
What do you
Like,
mean don't touch it with your hands?
you don't put the pellets in your hand.
You don't?
Do you
I put
read
the
the
pellets-
instructions on anything?
No, it was,
Yeah.
by the way, it was a little hard to figure out how you have to turn it upside down in the thing. I figured that part out, but I didn't know you don't.
You're supposed to click it and
I click it.
and then the pellets come out and then you take the cap and put it under your tongue. Like you let them drop. You
Yeah.
don't touch it with
By
your
the way, it says it's not necessary, like if you can't keep them under your tongue, which sometimes
No, that's fine. Like for some kids they don't do it and for like even
kids or 45-year-old adults.
or 45-year-old adults, Emily. Oh my goodness. And even with babies, you can like put it in a little bit of diluted water. Of course, ask your doctor about that. I lost my train of thought. I still feel like my brain is mush from like not having enough food in me yet.
Okay. Yeah, that happens if you're malnourished.
Thanks for the heads up, health coach. Can I give you crap about that? I'm going to give you crap.
No,
about
you can't.
I can't give you crap yet. Okay. Too soon.
Wait, what were we just talking about that the product of the week.
Oh, Cocobear coconuts are the best thing ever. Not only can you push the straw in like the old school Capri Sun, but then afterwards it's super easy to just bang on the floor. I mean, my kids do this because they think it's fun. They like throw it on the floor and it splits open perfectly. And
It
then you
sounds
can
like
eat the coconut meat.
it kind of saved you from this stomach flu, food poisoning
Oh,
situation.
100%. It's at Whole Foods, which is great. And they're like from Thailand. They taste amazing. And the electrolytes you need. Oh, and then the needed electrolytes. I really like those. And the peak ones. I ran out of the peak. So we use the needed ones.
It's kind of nice that you can get the needed ones overnight through Amazon.
I like that. I'm not big into getting supplements on Amazon, but when you have to, you have
It
to.
was from the company. It was like,
Yeah, you always want to check that it's from the company, but still.
can I tell you what my product of the week is?
What's your product of the week?
Shark vacuum.
Oh, right.
Did you see my son's review?
Yes. So she sends me her review of her son in a video and he's like telling me all about it. Well, it's nice because if you put it on this setting, it doesn't, use up as much of the battery. He's like this little 8-year-old genius child who's like the cutest thing ever and has now become like a Dr. Organic Mommy, like prodigy.
He really wants to work for you.
I know. He's so cute.
He likes to do product reviews.
It is very cool. Like I like that it's so portable. It's less expensive than the Dyson one, and it works. So that's great.
Yeah, we'll put the link here. I'll tell you this. Like I have the Dyson. I don't know the models, but it's like the one that's sort of like a dustbuster, and it doesn't have the long attachment. I don't know. Anyway, this one is.
This is Emily pretending to clean. Go ahead.
I don't clean, but my husband and my
appreciate
son are good. They loved this one and it's quiet. And you know what? The truth is, like getting kids into cleaning, I think we saw it actually give a shout out to Branch Basics, had their kids cleaning with it. And I think it's great because it's really easy for kids to use, cheaper than the Dyson, and it works really well. So
I'm all
Not
for
an
that. I
ad.
like to start like the toddlers with having their own broom. And I get that from Palumba Camden Rose. And so they watch you. And when you're sweeping up in the kitchen, they copy you. And then the next stage is go to the vacuum. And that's great.
Okay. So that should be our big topic of the day is like how to get your kids to do chores.
Did you just make that crap up?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
One of the most important things you told me was like, oh, when my son was little and he would come in and I was cutting vegetables or whatever, and he's like, I want to do it. And I was like, no, like the knife is too sharp. Get out of the kitchen. I'm doing this. If I said that to him, that would deter him altogether and shut the whole thing down early on.
And the reason for that is because then they think they're not capable. B, you don't want them. And C, they're not part of the family and part of like being a contributing member of the family, right? And so that they think their job is to only go do something else, to go play or whatever it is. And their job is to play. But if they want to help you, that also has so many benefits, not just to their self esteem, but also to their fine motor control, sequencing, planning, so much there. There's so much learning, right? And I think you brought up an important point is parents, we have to let go of the A, being freaked out of them getting hurt, and B, the mess. Part of early childhood is embracing somewhat of the mess. When they make a mess, that doesn't mean that only you clean it up, though. I think that's where we get freaked out. I'm going to have to clean all of it up. No, that's part of your day is cleaning up with your child. Now you're going to say, well, how do you get them to clean up? You're going to do it with them and make it fun and not say like, oh my goodness, you threw all the mushrooms on the floor. You have to go pick them all up right now. You have to clean them up. That's one way. Doesn't work, I'm going to say. But if you tried it this way, the mushrooms fell on the floor. Let's clean them up together. I'll pick up some and then you pick up some. Do you see the difference, like how one is a lot more approachable and one is
Absolutely.
more willing to get a child to actually participate, right?
Yeah. I also think that when you're making dinner and you have a schedule and you're trying to keep to it, you don't want like your kids out of the kitchen, not just for the cleaning aspect and the knife scariness, but also just like timing of everything. It's just a lot faster to get dinner done without them being annoying, so to speak. But the truth is, if you can swallow that for 5 minutes and get over it, it'll be such a long-term impact on your child.
It's also, you can also give them things that they are fully capable of doing. I think sometimes we either give them tasks that are way too easy for them and then they don't want to do it. So you have to give them something a little bit more challenging. So like for a 3-year-old, they're fully capable of going to get the placemats to set out on the table. They're fully capable of going to get the silverware. And that takes a lot of planning, executive planning, and fine motor control, being able to pick up each one, sequencing, making sure to get enough forks for each person, grabbing enough spoons for each person. And they're fully capable of doing that. And how you start that is when you do have time, say on the weekend, right? You can do it with them and then say, we've done it so many times together. I think now you're ready to do it on your own. And then that way you build them up. And then same with the kids who are a little bit older who want to help out in the kitchen. You don't always necessarily have to tell them what to do. A lot of the times when you're just sitting there, they'll join in. Like, oh, I want to help make, we make homemade tortillas every Tuesday for Tuesday Taco Tuesday, right? And sometimes it is chaotic because like the older kids get home later and like we're trying to hustle and bustle. But with the younger ones, when they're there, I'm doing it and I will set aside some dough that they can actually use. And so some of them come out wonky, but that's all right. I have enough that I know to make, and I will always make a little bit extra dough, right? Instead of 1 cup masa flour and 1 cup water and a little bit of salt, I'll do 1.5 cups. So I know that I have a little bit extra. So if some of them come out wonky, and honestly, they end up eating their own, which is great. They make their own tortillas, and even though they're different shapes or different sizes, they eat them.
I love that. And also, can you talk about what your kids do when they get home from school with their lunchbox and stuff? Because I've witnessed this and it's helped me set an example for how I want to run things when school ends here, and also how you started that.
It's not a question of do they have to wash their lunchboxes. It's a statement. When you come home, you wash your lunchbox. So I started this when they were young.
What's the age?
3-year-old, when they're 3.
Okay.
So my youngest, who's 3, she's going to start school in the fall. When she comes home, she will wash her lunchbox.
And they dry it too, by the way.
Emily was very impressed with all of this.
I was. It was wonderful.
That's not to say, though, that it doesn't. You don't have times where, I don't want to wash it, or you see it downstairs, they complain, or you have to give a few reminders. But I'm not there hounding them. You have to wash your lunchbox right now. I go upstairs with them and I will inevitably have 3 of my drinks or my Yeti bag with me because that's what I do. And I will have to go and wash my drink, right? And so
Define drink. I mean, you sound like an
right.
alcoholic. You mean like your coffee and your
You mother fudger. I'm not my smoothie, like, and my, like
right, like, you're not
and my,
clarifying what you're talking about.
matcha.
We're just all you said was, "I go upstairs to talk to the kids, and I have 3 drinks with me." It's like that could be anything.
Fine, fair point. No, I don't even like drinking alcohol. The taste of alcohol stinks. The only thing I like drinking is I like a good Bloody Mary.
I like a virgin Bloody Mary, which she makes fun of me. I don't drink alcohol, but
Okay, a virgin Bloody Mary is not a Bloody Mary. I'm sorry.
it's
Okay, we have to
tomato juice. Have you ever had a V8? I mean,
wait,
it's
can we
like
just say I'm drinking tomato juice. It's not a virgin Bloody Mary.
it's tomato juice, but with a kick and all the toppings and the olives and the things. I
That's
like it.
tomato juice with olives.
And celery and spices, and I like it. It's
Okay, fine,
wonderful. It's
whatever.
like a little
Anyways,
it's
so
my faux drink. What do they call it? Mocktail.
okay, fine. Anyways, I have to make fun of you for that because it's so not a virgin Bloody Mary, but I love you. Anyways, the point being is if you're doing things with them, they're inevitably wanting to go and do it. There's not as much pushback, right?
Right,
Now,
like,
as
so
your
you're
kid,
cleaning your drinks
I'm
and
cleaning my smoothie cup, they are more willing to want to go up there. Now, we have the problem of there's 4 kids and they fight over, well, who's going first? Well, I have to go first. So that makes it a little bit more complicated. And then I add that as a challenge now with them because whoever gets there first gets to be done first. So now they're kind of rushing upstairs, but sometimes that novelty wears off. Of course, now there are a couple days a week that my older kids don't get home until super late. And on those days, I will help them if they're running late because I don't want them to stay up too late. But on the majority of days, they all wash their dishes, they dry them, and it's a great thing for them to feel capable of. They also make their beds. Now,
my son too.
that's
You
good.
got
That's
well,
great.
you got I mean, thanks to you, I should
Yeah.
say, because
I-
definitely us coming to visit, my husband was like, "Well, we gotta get on the Dr. Organic Mommy train."
Now, does it always happen? My older kids, my 11 and almost 9-year-old, they don't always make it. But I will check and I'll say, the room's not quite done yet. I don't say, you didn't make your bed. Now, of course, sometimes when I'm exhausted, you revert back to those
Automatic responses.
that you heard during maybe your childhood. At least I did in mine. But when you yell at your kids, you get your kids to yell back, right? And they learn to only listen when you yell, which is not what you want to do. So when you're calmer about it, they're actually more likely to listen. And then they don't develop that fear from that fear response, which they don't need. You want to, or even the external motivating factors, right? You want that motivation to come from inside. And so when you say, your room's not quite ready yet, doesn't look like you're going to make it on time, and they know there's a consequence if they miss the bus because then I have to drive them. And there's a huge consequence for that because then they have to go to bed earlier. And then there's other separate consequences for each child depending on
On the edge.
which one missed it or the age of the child, right? Or even not just the age, but some consequences are more, what's the word? Stick to a child. So, like my daughter, my oldest daughter, she spends a lot of time getting ready in the morning. And so takes more time and she loves putting on her dresses and doing all that. So that means she doesn't get to wear dresses for a week. She just has to wear regular pants and a shirt kind of thing. And so she's more motivated to try and get ready. And that's a natural consequence for her, right? So you have to look at natural consequences that because she's late, she doesn't get to spend more time getting ready. Same with my oldest son, or my oldest son, my only son, my oldest. He can't make like a second additional breakfast or make an electrolyte drink or make something else in the
He's
morning.
the little chef.
He's the chef, right? Because that takes too much time and then he's late, right? So instilling those natural consequences and trying to find those
Based
makes
on your
it easier.
child. I think that's really important. Going back to something you said about yelling, I found it so interesting how you talk about like talking to your child in the level of voice that you want them to speak back to you in. So if
Mm.
you yell, they'll yell back. Or for instance, like if you've ever had the experience, like Natasha calls me and she's whispering and then I start whispering back and she's like, why the hell are you whispering? You don't have a sleeping child in the room.
And
And
it's so
I'm like,
funny. Automatically, she will whisper back.
but
And
it
it's this
proves your
mirror
point.
neuron. Well, it's
Yeah.
this mirror neuron effect, and it is very present, especially in kids, that they will mimic and do exactly what they see and hear. Now, does that always work? Not necessarily, because if you have a child that's dysregulated or exhausted or hungry, no, they're not going to be able to match you because they physically cannot. And so you have to take that into consideration. Why is my child dysregulated? You can't regulate them until you're regulated.
And
When you're regulated and you're calm, you have to figure out what your triggers are, right? As an adult looking back. And that takes a lot of processing and reflecting and learning and growing. And I'm still doing that. But when you think about it more, when you can then be calm and figure out, okay, why is my child dysregulated? As opposed to saying, why is my child not listening to me? I never want to have. So when I talk to my husband about this, and he's still learning all of this too, and he'll say, like, they're not listening. And I'll say, well, let's reframe it. What's going on with them? Why are they dysregulated? Why are they struggling? Let's look at it that way. And then when you approach it that way, it's a little bit easier to have that empathy for the child. And then you can then regulate yourself to calm down enough to be calm for your child and help bring them back down.
fascinating.
But with cleaning up, again, it's not telling them what to do. I mean, who wants to be told what to do? No one really wants to. But when you approach it with younger children, oh, the toys are so tired, we need to tuck them in. Versus, you need to put your toys away, clean them up right now. Go put them away. It's a very different style. So just the shift in the language makes a big difference. Now, if you see your child struggling and not doing it, you can then start to do it with them. You can go slow and be very mindful, like how you're doing it, because you're not wanting to clean up everything for them. Remember, every little thing you do is an activity, not just the play. The cleanup is an activity. The way you move is an activity. When you're preparing dinner, that's an activity. When you're cleaning up, that's an activity. All of these things are all learning components for your child. So when you go with cleaning, like, you can also sing a song. And with young children, especially when you're singing, just something very slow. And I don't want it to be rough, like, we're going to clean up like that. I can't sing. I'm so sorry for everybody screaming in the microphone. It's too stimulating. So you want it to be slow. I learned this song from Anjum, who's most incredible early childhood teacher. And she would sing it like, busy, busy, busy bee. Come and clean my home with me. And I would just repeat that over and over again. And the child, all of the children actually, even if they had friends, they would all look up, and it was like the Pied Piper, right? And they would just start following me, and they would start cleaning up together. Now, as your child gets a little older, they might fight it more, of course. And that's when you might have to separate it out. Like, I'm going to give you a job. So when you sit on this special carpet, I have this circle, colorful carpet from Palumba Camden Rose, and I had them sit on it. Now it's time to find all the blocks. We'll put all the blocks away first. And then when you're done, you can come back and sit on the rainbow circle. And so that gets them more excited. It turns it into a game. So you just have to play with it as opposed to just shouting or giving them harsh directions, if that makes sense.
I love that. And I think we did this. We're good.
We're good. We're done.
We did it.
Put your questions below, and
Or DM the podcast as always, and we will get back to you. I hope this was helpful.
This podcast does not constitute medical advice or recommendation. Please consult your doctor.